Hey guys, Time Repair bring you a 2v2 today. We're on Rails and Metal. Playing today, spawning in the south. We have KIROV playing as Soviets, immediately going for NKVD, getting the radio intercept going. Teaming up with him is Deru as Brits, who has Royal Artillery, Mobile Assault, and Tactical Support. From the north we have chris19 as OKW, who has Elite Armoured, Grand Offensive, and Overwatch. And finally, BBangYa as Ostheer, who has Jaeger Armor, Blitzkrieg, and Spearhead. In terms of rankings here on the Allies side, a ranged team in the 40s. Axis are a random team, Chris around 60, and BBangYa 6. Ideas with the flank, conscripts trying to reposition. But ultimately just getting shot at from every angle, can't hold it. Do have the universal carrier coming through, but you see Deru also going for the machine gun. So it's going to probably delay the universal carrier's upgrade to the Vickers.
Machine gun crew ready and waiting.
Empires charge in. KIROV a little bit uncertain, kind of going back and forth at the moment. Can't find a comfortable position for his troops. Standard build from BBangYa. 3 greens, machine gun. Conscript's really struggling at the moment. Toe to toe with the light cover there, though.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Good damage from the machine gun. Be careful with the universal carrier, quite fragile, and he's going for another section at this stage. That's interesting. Making use of the crew repair. They won't heal it back up to full, though, I don't think. And that again will, it's munitions you could be spending on the Vickers upgrade. So quite costly.
A new infantry section is ready for battle.
Flamethrowers going to go head to head here. A lot of damage on those pyres. Probably could do with a retreat just about now. Maybe put up a med bunker. On the Fox Street is round in the corner. Nice Vickers positioning, just out of range of that MG42 as well. Pushing forwards with that flamethrower leading the way. Empires close in. KIROV repositioning, trying to get behind cover, merging in. Now retreating. Empires holding. And only dropping one model in the end. Opportunity is backpedaling a little bit, getting out of flamethrower range. Vickers again coming forwards, taking a lot of damage from the machine gun. Vickers did also push through, but here we go, he's trying to 3-on-1 the machine gun. It was reloading there for a while, so this comes out of suppression and then a lot of damage piling on. Gee, just about getting decrewed there. Oh, there it goes, just as it crosses the road. What's that mortar shooting at? No idea. And look at that, Deru able to steal away the MG42. Big loss. And KIROV making some good inroads on this side of the map as well. See Chris actually quite late getting his tech truck. So he's going to try to plant it on the front lines. Has a set of med crates here to heal up with. KIROV getting a mine up. Pretty slow planting it though.
Objective secure.
And look at that allied map control. Commanding. Looks like Chris is going to still try to plant his truck in a forwards position. Pretty popular on this map. Quite far forwards though. Could easily get spotted. I don't know if KIROV can hear this in the fog of war, but was crushing over some trees. And it's a very late timing, as I was saying, for Chris. You know, usually want this starting up maybe about 2 minutes earlier than this. So he's very, very delayed. And that impacts him. You know, he could maybe be coming out to this fight with one squad having STGs. Does bring up the sweeper though. And nullify that mine. We've got a commissar coming in now for KIROV though. He's dropping the fair propaganda. Squad's charging past that. So all of them get propped with the initial hit at least. That squad out the back getting pinned. Does increase your received accuracy when it's active like this. Just make these squads drop quite a lot more quickly. But just overwhelming numbers in the end for Chris. Able to win the fight in spite of that. And here we go, 222 diving in, knocks out the UC almost immediately. UC decides not to chase around the corner. I'm not entirely sure what he's so scared about. You'd have to be worried that there'd be a pack around the corner, but like the way that the game's played out so far, the pack's not very likely. But it looks like Deru just unwilling to take a Faust in order to kill the 222. 222 coming back in. This is extremely risky. Luckily for him, the AC misses. Faust's going to come through. And no engineers yet for Deru. Crew repairing up that universal carrier, but unless he locks into mobile assault. No, he doesn't have command points for that yet, actually. So yeah, can't repair that up now. Going to slow down that. That was crazy risky for BBangYa, though, coming back in. With that 222, he easily could have died to the AEC shot. Pack coming in now. But yeah, you could expect that there wouldn't be a pack, given that BBangYa went for the mortar. Means the pack is probably going to be delayed. So it's safer to dive at that particular timing. It was around pretty much bang on the 7-minute mark. Especially on a larger map, like maybe you'd be bringing one in just at that stage, but wouldn't be on the front lines yet. Okay, here comes the 222, this time backed up by the pack. A bolster popping on Deru's troops. It's also popping take aim.
Enemy causing trouble.
Propaganda on the other side of the map. Looks like KIROV just going to town on Chris. Chris has been floating a bit too many resources though. He's finally spending a lot of them now building an ISG and a machine gun, but well overdue. We had a machine gun out a long time ago. Wow, on this side of the door. So that incendiary grenade onto the entrance. Really hurting all of these troops. But do remember the Commissar can use medkits when it's out of combat. So KIROV trying to soft retreat. Make use of those medkits, I think. T70 out now for KIROV as well. Got a Raketin in the build next. Cancelled the infantry support gun. Mortar pit for Deru popping. Also threw some base howitzer fire down on that building. Pretty strong rifle nade. 222 looking to finish the job. Here comes the AEC though. Radius in the building, going to see that coming. Vickers going down.
The machine and gewehr team is awaiting orders.
T70 coming in for a couple shots as well. A pretty aggressive mortar pit positioning though. Does have a little bit of sight blockers guarding it, I suppose.
Attacking our flanks. Enemy infantry firing.
Oh, here he goes. Bit of extra speed coming down the road for Deru. And there goes the 222. Didn't have any grenadiers near the 222, which is what left it so exposed. Pack did manage to get a shot or two in, but doesn't look like it's going to be enough. Oh, there it is. Grenadier could jump out of the building, finish off with the Faust, but he wasn't looking for it. And then the Grenadiers in the building die. BBangYa having a real nightmare of a game so far. He just jumped out of that building. Grenadiers would have survived, would have killed the AEC. Could have been completely different. Oh, no retreat from Chris. Sloppy stuff there. There's the Fox Grenadier. Comes the pack though. Connect. Only once though. Knocking out the sandbags with the Raketin. Fair idea. T70 coming back in, Raketin setting up. Not quite able to fire, pack missing as well. That was a close call. The double anti-tank guns there, that T70 just about went down. Did feel like the Raketin took a while to fire there, but maybe it was just out of range.
Your forces have constructed a company command post.
So interesting to see Deru going for medics in spite of having 2 sections upgraded with the healing as well. No upgrades for grenades yet for Deru, otherwise could be reasonable there. Molotov came out though. And now the mortar pit raining down in the center. Second Raketin for Chris, which I think is reasonable in this situation. You know, the Axis a bit behind on fuel control. Probably going to be behind in the medium tank timing, so get a second anti-tank gun now. Will also help you contain the T70 a lot more effectively. That's a reasonable decision. Smoke everywhere at the moment through the center. We've got a mortar half-track coming out from BBangYa. Here comes the Raketin again. Close call. Conscript's going to survive though. Trinity is doing well at the moment. Conscripts I don't think upgraded with the 7-man yet. Combat engineers end up going down over here. And Chris is going to be able to maintain control of that machine gun. Nice wire off on that trench there as well. And a half track, you know, with that incendiary round, pretty effective against the mortar pit generally.
Our capture point. They're trying to take
Get
it.
in range of that first though. Okay, got some flares up for Deru. Oh! You could just see those. That was definitely going to kill the Pyro. Just 2 of those mortar shells landing pinpoint exact same area. Quick succession as well. Didn't give much of a chance to dodge. Deru going to put up a fort assembly back here now. Recon plane coming in for BBangYa. Pushing in with the anti-tank gun. Cancelled this, maybe worried about a bombing strike or something. Pack damage. Attack round not happening with the pack. One half track coming in for the incendiary shot.
An emplacement is being attacked.
AEC not deciding to push in here. Good activation on the brace though. Pretty good connections though, because he did get quite close with that mortar half track. Faust connecting, Pack pushing in. Maybe he can knock this out here, though we do have the Soviet troops starting to arrive. This is where maybe having the machine gun a little bit further forwards would assist. Looks like he's pushing in now. Mortar pit getting very low. One more shot. And that'll do. The Grenadiers go down though. I think he's lost sight of the mortar pit. No. Able to kill it with the Pack. Conscripts were standing here for quite a long time before pushing in. Maybe could have prevented that. A little bit unfortunate for BBangYa losing that Grenadier there. I think that was to a mortar pit shell. But overall, pretty effective way to push down the mortar pit. The recon plane now incapacitated the AEC, made it quite safe overall. Well executed. Oh! T70 goes down to the double Raketens. Nicely done there by Chris. Looks like Chris has maybe lost another Volksgrenadier since I was watching last. Sternpire is also down in the center. KIROV going straight for the Katyusha. Got one kill with the first barrage. He's also upgraded. Also got a half track out. I imagine this is going to be for the quad. Because there's a forward assembly back here. Which has been upgraded with the retreat point now. You don't see that too often. The medics standing there as well. So I suppose that does make a bit more sense. You can't get forward retreats and medics on the same forward assembly these days. So medics in the front position. It's kind of nice in some regards as well, because you know, if you do end up losing your forward assembly, you probably end up saving the medics, so you don't lose at all. Ooh, where's this Katyusha going? Got dangerously close to those Raketens. Now these Volksgrenadiers got to be treading on eggshells here. He's like, I don't want to take a Katyusha to the face. Decides to just full retreat. Katyusha a little bit further back, going to target the forward retreat point. Ooh. Ooh. 10 kills there, up from 1, so 9 kills in that barrage. Very effective for KIROV. That is the issue for those blob retreats, to leave you exposed at your retreat point. Away you see, gets in Fausting range, pops off the smoke. Haven't seen terribly good attack ground work so far for BBangYa. Decides not to push through. Relatively safe with the Panzer IV though, because there's no anti-tank guns here for Deru, but here comes the Firefly now. Windows closing on that. He's just getting in for some shots from the side as well. Machine gun doing some big damage. That stolen energy 42. This could be the end of the pack even. Oh boy. Just surviving. BBangYa's going to have to pull quite far back now. Conceded a lot of territory. While he repairs back up. But yeah, pretty conservative for Deru, just going straight in. Oh, straight into the Firefly. But okay, gonna go for the Sexton next. Could be pretty effective against Chris G's formation. Looks like Chris going straight for a King Tiger stall. Axis have been doing it better on the VPs lately, so they do have a bit of time to work with, but Katyusha barrage somehow surviving though. Oh, and there we go, the double Raketens coming down from the side. KIROV paying the price for that forwards Katyusha. Ends up losing it. just as he built a T-34 as well, so he's quite a lot of resources away from another vehicle at the moment. Oh, Chris G again. Not paying attention. Losing a squad just to a straight up no retreat. 16 coming down. Don't want to be standing that close. You want to be within reinforcement range, I think, in this situation, but not close enough to actually take a shell if possible. So retreating again with the Commissar. Don't know if we've seen the medkits in use for KIROV. Could have activated them there. For about 5 seconds of healing. Which you might as well, I mean, it doesn't cost any munitions. And base howitzer fire coming into the center by Deru. In here jamming the capture, loads of smoke, preparing his truck back up now as well. T-34 on the far side, double kittens back at the forward retreat point currently, so no defenses to this. Look at this retreat path, man. T-34 got in so close, the retreat was bugged. It's a shoe mine on the way out though. Engineers back at base. It's going to be quite slow coming back. Firefly keeping that Panzer IV away. Recon plane coming in now for BBangYa. Troops able to get in quite far. Axis going to be triple capped here. And Chris G locking in to elite Armoured. So you can imagine get the Panzer Commander upgrade on that King Tiger. Good long range shot in there from the Firefly. He's got the pyrotechnic spotting as well. Ooh. Section does survive. Pack keeping that Firefly away. Just making another push. Looks like KIROV snipped that wire at some stage. Here we go, Axis looking to get something going with this King Tiger on the field. KIROV doesn't have much to defend against that. No munitions for the anti-tank Overwatch. Still ages away from that anti-tank Overwatch. He's got quite a lot of manpower floating as well. Maybe should be building a second combat engineer for repairs. It's hard to go wrong there. Second anti-tank gun. 15 fuel away from a S-35, which I imagine is going to be next. Oh boy, big hit from the KT and down goes the Commissar. Uh-oh, KIROV. Really needs his teammate's Firefly to assist. Comes the Firefly into the center now. Pyrotechnics Tommies see what's coming. Tank gun opening up. Firefly does not have the tulip rockets equipped, so can't lock it in place there. KT drops the artillery, forcing the tank gun back, but can reinforce and heal on the front line, so it's not really that much of an issue. Pretty surprised the Firefly hasn't got Vet 1 yet. Close to it though. See the impact that having these pyrotechnics upgraded Tommies has on the game. The extra sight making it much easier to deal with the King Tiger. Once that King Tiger gets that Vet 1 with the Spearhead and just gets that super broken sight range, it's going to become a lot harder for the allies. Oh man, I thought I heard a tank destroying, but it was just the T-34 crushing that wreck. So continuing to blast that forward base area. How's that doing for Deru? 9 kills so far, not bad. Question is, what does Deru do to round out his composition? Does he decide to go for another Firefly perhaps? Has he got hammer or anvil yet? No.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points.
Oh, there go the Grenadiers. There's a 4 pushing through the center. Axis are doing a better job on the VPs, but they are just at 200 now. So definitely under a lot of pressure. And there's the SU-85. And the damage done. Deactivating the focus sight mode now though. But yeah, once that KT hits Vet 1, that's when it gets, I think it's what, 67.5 sight range? Been upgraded with the Panzer Commander. So it's just so much. You can just see the SU-85 coming from a mile off before it can even shoot at you with its focus sight mode on. The issue is that the Spearhead mode is like a sight multiplier, and that multiplies the bonus on top of the bonus sight that you get from this. So the Panzer Commander upgrade essentially gives you 15 sight range instead of just 10. Nice attack ground work there from KIROV. Barrage getting in there. Good damage on the Raketans. T-34 takes a big old hit. S-35 coming back in. Just bouncing. Conscripts are hoping for the anti-tank grenades, but I don't think that's going to get the engine crit. Too many bounces. S-35, oh boy, pushing in here. No focus sight on. Spearhead mode on the King Tiger now. Oh, he activated focus sight just at the wrong moment. Can't deactivate it for a while. T-34 coming through, and that soaks the damage. He gets the ram off, and that's an engine crit. King Tiger dropping in the artillery. SU-85 now can pick away from range, but the artillery knocks out the anti-tank gun. SU-85 bouncing that shot. Now having it sight blocked by the T-34 wreck. Conscripts get in there for a grenade. SU-85 pushing through, but kind of has to go through the wreck. We've got the Raketans coming in from the side. SU-85 bounces, but the Firefly coming in from the side, finishing the job. At least, though, for Chris, able to knock out the Raketan in return. So it ends up not being the worst trade. T-34 and SU-85 for his King Tiger. Looks like Deru lost the AEC in the meantime over here. Maybe didn't have enough defense against the Panzer IV. The Firefly rotating. Got a second Sexton out for Deru now. Losing the AEC does open up a bit of room in his army comp. Not a huge amount though. Maybe could get like one Cromwell. Wow, huge damage from that walking Stuka. 2 kills, but it's Vet 2 already, just basically from this barrage. A lot of damage on those Sextons. Good damage on the forward assembly as well. A lot of repairs just for that one Royal Engineer to attempt. Panzer IV going to come back in. But yeah, Axis stabilizing nicely on the VPs now. It's going to help them out a lot. Firefly in a nice position, returning fire on that Panzer IV.
Ready for orders.
But here comes the Tiger now for BBangYa.
Repairs completed.
KW truck is still standing after all of those Sexton barrages. Damage on the T-34. KIROV is wishing he had his Katyusha now to just blast these Raketans, but he hasn't found the time to rebuild it yet.
We lost a gun crew.
Decrewed up here by the Molotov and now stolen by KIROV. Got some their propaganda coming in over there as well. Now Deru in a little bit of trouble. Got the one Firefly, one snaring squad. It looks like he's built an anti-tank gun to support. But yeah, lacking the snares. I don't think we've seen any mines come up either. It's a little bit vulnerable at this stage. Oh, Chris lost his obers over here. I guess it... Oh, no, not to a grenade. The grenade's not on cooldown. Strange. There's a barrage coming in here and double Sextons. That forward base nearly dead. Oof. Speaking of forward bases being dead, look at that walking Stuka barrage. Section, machine gun, and forward assembly with the upgrade on it. That is very, very costly for Deru. That's kind of the impact of just having the one Royal Engineer with no heavy sapper upgrade. Really struggling with the repairs at the moment. After he took all that damage on the Sextons, maybe he didn't have time to repair this back up. So now he's conceding a lot of territory. Those Sextons, man, they're just not very good, and they take up so much room in your pop cap too. Not a big fan of the Sexton myself. It's probably the worst howitzer, and that's saying something. But they did finally manage to knock out that OKW forward base. Chris G not too far away from another King Tiger, however. The Pyro squad for BBangYa. Do have that quad, a little bit slow shooting down the planes. Heard airstrike inbound, but it's just a recon pass. Thought maybe frag bombs coming in, but nowhere near enough munitions for that. Okay, double Sextons opening up from long range here. Oh! Well, there we go. One half track goes down. The flares providing some sight to Deru. Stuka out the back on the quad. Quite a lot of damage on it, honestly. Double Fireflies. Uh-oh, Panzer IV popping the smoke. Attack rounds missing for Deru, unfortunately. Oh, T-34 making a play. Comes in with the ram and penetrates the Tiger. Very good luck on those rams so far from KIROV. Penetrating both times. And they've got the anti-tank Overwatch coming down. Tiger just getting obliterated. Panzer IV also going down. Good teamwork there by the allies. Devastating attack. Grenadier's going to be able to get the Faust off. Raketen spinning around. Might be able to get a couple shots off. Stealing away the 6-pounder as well. There goes one T-34 on the exit. Still ends up being, I'd say, probably a good trade. but good work from Chris salvaging that situation. Knock out their second T-34. Tiger back on the field for Chris now. He's been doing some pretty good work with that walking Stuka. Hopefully for the Axis he can keep that up because they are struggling a bit at the moment. That being said, KIROV not that far ahead of BBangYa in terms of PopCap, though he does have a lot more manpower in reserve. He's been planting down some caches, repairing those up now as well. So at least one of the Fireflies upgraded with the Tulip rockets now. But Axis doing a good job capping up the VPs. KIROV really hurting for fuel, sacrificing so many tanks to the ram. One shot off there. Takes a return hit from the pack though, got the flares up. It's almost a second shot. Come the double kittens, but thanks to the flares they can see this coming. Some Sexton fire coming in. Just from one of them though, the other one starting up the barrage a little bit later. Maybe going to target a little bit deep into Axis territory, catch them with the reposition. Not hitting too much with them though. Don't know about Chris. These last two barrages kind of targeting the vehicles. I suppose that one maybe was hoping to catch the repairing engineers. Perhaps got a little bit unlucky with the scatter. I mean, I can kind of understand a bit more when you're trying to vet it up to vet 2, get that cooldown bonus going, but I think once you got that cooldown bonus, you don't really need much more vet on the walking Stuka. So, best to just target the infantry at that point. Fireflies mobilizing. The kittens are nearby though. Damage onto the King Tiger. Fireflies staying mobile. Base howitzer fire being brought in by Deru again, trying to go for the capture here. Grenadiers charge out of the smoke. And now perhaps going to run into the base howitzer fire. Kittens advancing, got the double anti-tank guns there. Conscripts oorahing forwards for the anti-tank grenade. He drops the artillery down. Conscripts end up getting obliterated though. Look at how quickly they died. They were 6 models I think, but they were quite low in health. KIROV slow to dodge. Ends up losing both anti-tank guns. Should be able to recrew one of them at least. Tiger rebuild, but that gets blasted by the double Fireflies, going down very quickly. Perhaps just coming down out the back now. Okay, here comes the Tiger. Not fully repaired. He does have the pack nearby at least. Bit of destroy cover here for Deru, trying to open things up. Interesting. Perhaps hoping to catch the Zis, maybe finish off the second decrewed weapon, but it's already long gone. Interesting, KIROV rebuilding the T-34s instead of going for the SU-85s. Guess he really wants to rely on the RAM anti-tank Overwatch combo, which is understandable. He's hitting Vet 3 now. Got to make them a lot stronger. Sixtons are creeping up there in kills now, though. Definitely helps us as, you know, slightly more narrow of a map.
Weapon crew lost.
This for Deru going down. Oh, he's got the airburst shells now. It means he's gone for anvil. And look at the damage. The fireflies and both base howitzers connecting. Tiger taking the hammering. Doesn't want to chase past the pack though, understandable. Oh, Chris looks likely to lose one Rakit in here. A bit slow on the retreats. What was that Molotov? It's just playing keep out so the ogres don't come in to stop the capture. Oh, Tiger hanging on by a thread. The Firefly misses the kill shot. Definitely would have killed it there with the extra damage it has at Vet 3. Knocks out the mortar half track in one shot with that bonus damage. Target weak point popped off, but it was at max range, so the pack not able to get through for any extra damage. Sixtons, one targeting the mortar, one targeting back here. Sternpire's down for Chris as well. Uh-oh, no repairs for this King Tiger. Comes around the corner, gets blasted. Spearhead trying to clear off the far VP.
Unit ready. Tank ready and waiting.
And there we go. No dodge during that entire Zisparage, double Zisparage. The machine gun ends up going down. Oh, and there we go, coming through. And Pyrotechnics Tommy saw that long range. Oh, but there we go. The pack in quite an advanced position through the center picks off the Firefly. That was the Vet 3 one as well, so bit of revenge. The Vet 3 Firefly probably more impactful than the Walking Stuka. So that was a good pick off. Conscript going down over here for KIROV. Trying to crawl into the VP area. Ober's crewing that machine gun, by the way. Very expensive recruit. Anti-tank gun positioning for KIROV. So he's going to try to drop the artillery on the AT guns. KIROV quicker to dodge away this time. Oh, pin just before the neutralize as well. Tiger going back down the road. Decent time to attack after you've killed that second Firefly.
Firefly is ready to give someone a
Make sure you
bloody nose.
don't take an engine crit though. This Firefly doesn't have the tulip rockets. He's upgrading it now. You can see he's saying, oh yeah, I'll maybe fire some tulips, but wasn't available on that particular Firefly. Almost getting the neutralize, but not quite. Still draining from the axis. Down to 124 now. Some howitzers coming in, and there goes the machine gun. Completely destroys the weapon as well. In the early warning flares now. Big hits on the Tiger. Engineers coming in from the side. MG goes down on retreat to the Grenadiers, however. King Tiger making a bit of a play through the center.
Our capture point. That's right.
Double anti-tank guns bouncing. No rebuild on the second Rakit, and so the King Tiger is a little bit vulnerable, honestly. Firefly's going through again. Tiger maybe overstaying his welcome. Pack activates target weak point, stunning one of the Fireflies, and he loses sight. Tiger able to get away safely. Big damage onto that Firefly from the pack. Section gonna force away this Grenadier, but not able to hang around itself. Good damage in there from the KV8. Artillery dropped in on all these team weapons over here, and no dodge for KIROV. Loses the machine gun, decreases the anti-tank gun. Here comes the healthy Firefly. Oh, but there's a pack there. Shield rockets firing off. King Tiger able to finish off the decruise this. And again, Deru with just the one engineer really struggling to repair up his vehicles at the moment. He's going for a Centaur, which I don't understand. Is that alright? I mean, Centaur is very good against infantry, but 3 tanks with just one engineer?
Tank ready and waiting for orders.
Looks like that was an anvil, by the way. That was concentration barrage earlier. Still doesn't have hammer or anvil. Thought I saw, you know, the airburst shells that he'd locked in, but no. Could be a decent option now, though. He's at 100 of 100. Not much else to spend his resources on currently. But yeah, they didn't need the anti-air. They've already got that quad. Centaur is a little bit confusing. At least the engineers are Vet 3. They have Vet 2 repair speed bonus, but for Brits it's not as impactful. They only get like a 30% repair speed bonus instead of 60% from all other factions. And no repair speed bonus from the sweeper either, so it doesn't matter that he hasn't upgraded the sweeper. Brothers are kidding for a very long time. Didn't lose his sight though. Axis kind of split pushing at the moment, and wherever the Fireflies are not, the Allies do struggle a bit. Just coming back across to this side. Good damage in from the howitzers though. Centaur could come back in, clear off these piles, open up the capture. T-34 coming back in, not fully repaired. And there it goes. The kid makes short work of it. It was camouflage, so I think that caught KIROV off guard a bit, but still. Uh-oh. Got a Panther now for Chris. Also upgrading that with the tank commander. Man, those recon planes, they do not last long at the moment. The quad is running hot. Big damage on the Tiger again. All Fireflies making him play. Going to come down to the attack rounds again. They are no good. Capping with the engineers as well, so they can't repair. And again, 3 tanks, slightly low on health. 1 engineer for repairs, and that's tied up capping. KIROV, though, did find some time to cap over here, but the VPs have gotten very tight. Axis were at one stage about 300 points behind, but that was close to level pegging again. KIROV just losing so many team weapons, I think, to that King Tiger has really hurt him. Yeah, a little bit confused about Deru's build. Centaur in here though, doing some nice work. Tiger pushing forwards again. Using the AT guns to reposition. KIROV does have enough for a ram anti-tank Overwatch combo, decides not to go for it though. Just about back up. Decides he doesn't want to stick around. In the concentration barrage again. And the Royal Engineers, double Firefly switching sides. Tiger on the front lines, getting blasted by the double anti-tank guns at the moment. T-34 looks like it's going to go in for the ram. All Fireflies gave up on their chase, and the T-34 started its ram maneuver from too far out. King Tiger was already moving, so doesn't end up connecting on that. KV8 in some trouble from the Panther now. King Tiger going to get away healthy. Anti-tank guns coming across for the Panther. Eventually that temporary engine crit will wear off though. Oh, and there we go. Able to follow through, knock out that KV. Engine crit now on the Panther though. It's going to be hard pressed to survive. Double anti-tank guns round in the corner. Already used the artillery on it, so can't force these AT guns to do anything at the moment. Firefly's coming across, going to make it easier to finish the job, but we've got the Raketin right there. Looks like he gave it a move command though while it was camouflaged, so it doesn't set up to fire. Oh, but here come the double overs. They're doing some big damage. Fair propaganda dropped on them, however. Raketin coming across. But look at this. Allies getting forced all the way back. Shield rockets firing through, but missing. And Axis in a good position after that. KIROV mistiming the ram. And all of a sudden, Allies are in some big trouble after being in the lead almost the entire game. Double Sexton's getting snared. King Tiger coming through. Uh-oh. Oh boy, and they're spinning around as well. Centaur's there, taking some big hits though. Looks like he's going to focus on knocking out the pack, but stopped. Allowed the pack to just set back up on him. He just kept driving around. He still would have died to the Tiger, but at least he would have survived for a lot longer. Tiger though continues with this attack. Popping the smoke though. Firefly's unable to shoot through the train tracks with the attack rounds. Oh, but there we go. They get through on the second attempt. Knock out the Tiger.
Enemy has destroyed a Panzer.
Sexton's getting to work now as well. But no Centaur to force away this machine gun. King Tiger pushing. Triple cap against the Allies. They're in some big trouble. Squad coming in on the flank though. Machine gun going to try set up here. This is very risky. There it goes. Hold on to the VP for a couple of seconds longer, I suppose, but I don't think it's really worth sacrificing the machine gun for that, unless it's going to be a game-winning moment. Come the Grenadiers though. They might be able to jam the capture if they ran straight in, but looks like they're on attack move, so they set up and start opening up from long range. Gonna go for the cap on that again though. Comsar trying to come into the center, but it's covered by a machine gun at the moment. Spearhead King Tiger as well with the suppression. This one also covered by a machine gun, so tough for the Allies. Getting very low on VPs right now. Double Fireflies coming into the center now. T-34 went for the ram, but this time no penetration. Quite a lot of damage though from the anti-tank Overwatch. The Fireflies coming in as well. Oh, there goes the King Tiger. Didn't even need the tulip rockets. Mortar half-track also falling. Allies able to capture the center, but they've lost control over here. Engineers diving on the VP. Axis having lost both their heavies, now they're back under pressure. So BBangYa stalling straight for another Tiger. Saving up his resources. 19 points left for the Allies. Oh, and the engineers go down on retreat. That is really bad for Deru. He's got plenty of manpower to rebuild them, but the Popcat Broom, where's he going with this section? You can only build one Royal Engineer, and it won't have the repair speed bonus now. Rebuilding it. Let's go for a split. Maybe hoping to lob a Molotov in here. Well targeted as well, right in the center. Going to get the whole crew with that. Repositioning, but decides it's too low. Getting out of there. Got some sexton fire coming in out the back here as well. Panther from Chris while his KT's on cooldown. Axis still with quite a few points remaining, and they're going for the cap again. Tiger's back on the field now for BBangYa. Good angle for these Fireflies though to start things off. A lot of damage on the Tiger. Looks like it's taking some howitzer fire as well. Focused on the AT gun. Centaur drawing fire. Firefly's a little bit slow on the chase, so it looks like the Tiger's going to get away. Centaur able to get the decrew on that pack very quickly, running hot on the connections. Tiger's smoking out. Fireflies continuing on their attack. Both tanks extremely low. No snaring squads for Chris. He never rebuilt his Folk Grenadiers, so he's got nothing to stop these Fireflies from diving in here. And there we go. Tiger goes down. T-34 coming in to mop things up. One Firefly going down to the flak base. T-34 getting in here though. Going to town on these OKW troops. Quad coming in support as well. Double anti-tank guns backing off now. But that was a devastating push by the Allies. The Panther does survive, popping the crit repair. I think it's time for Chris to deactivate his forward retreat point, retreat back to base. Not much good is coming from him trying to soft retreat out of this. Quad though making a dive. A little bit clumsy by KIROV. I think he right-clicked the overs, so it chased around the corner to try to maintain sight of them. Oh, there go the stern pyros though. The howitzers finishing the job. Double anti-tank guns setting up. Panther pops blitz. Oh, but it still goes down. I was trying to come across, hoping for the triple cap perhaps, not happening. Just go inside a trench, covering that up. Oh, look at this. So many units down out the back here. Chris really paying the price for not cancelling that forward retreat point and retreating back to base. That just did not work for him at all. Axis not giving up though. Here comes the King Tiger for Chris again. Let's see if this can close out the game. They've only got 17 points left, the Allies. Won't take much for them to lose the match. Still got that Firefly though, that Vet 3 Firefly with the shield rockets. Doesn't have enough munitions for the tulips at the moment. Hoorahing forwards, hoping for the anti-tank grenades. And they do get in range. Grenadiers going down to the Firefly.
We have taken the enemy down to 50 points.
This helps us taking out Pyres on retreat. Conscripts go down to the King Tiger though. They can't provide sight any longer. Big damage on that King Tiger, however. Oh, and the howitzer finishes the job on the KT out the back. And the Axis throwing the towel. Whew. So yeah, strong start from the Allies. But Axis able to fight back. I think KIROV losing that Katyusha really set the Allies back a long, long way. The double sextants, you know, they did a pretty good job overall, but no real substitute, especially against those double Raketans that Chris had for such a long time. Those close range Katyushas so much more effective against that kind of play than the sextants are. But yeah, just in the end, Anti-Tank Overwatch really assisting against those Axis heavies. Axis lacking snares, I think, overall. You know, Chris never rebuilding his Volksgrenadiers. BBangYa can't be everywhere at once with his Grenadiers. And that allowed quite a lot more freedom to the Allies. But I think overall, Deru kind of needs one extra engineer somehow in this build. Not enough repairs, honestly. Maybe instead of rebuilding a section, could go for another engineer. Because yeah, it's just one engineer for like 3 tanks. It's not enough, and it just meant that so many of these vehicles were sitting out the back waiting for repairs, not able to fight. So much downtime, which gave a lot more freedom to BBangYa. But GG, I thought Axis were sunk after that slow start, but good comeback from them overall. Well, anyway, guys, wrap on that. If you like good game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you all for the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.